The Interstate RVer Show with your host, Interstate RVer. Alright folks, Interstate RVer here from a big tough truck stop in a big tough part of town. How'd you like that little intro that I did? That looked pretty cool. I like the way it kind of looked like a little highway there. That was pretty good. Let's see that again. The Interstate RVer Show with your host, Interstate RVer. Alright, yeah, getting pretty fancy there. Alright, now our subject today is we're going to talk about how Interstate RVer conducts himself like a gentleman in a truck stop. At least that's the way I park, because it's safe, and you know, if you park the wrong way and piss people off, you might get about 8 or 9 truckers, you know, pile out of trucks and decide they're going to mess your hair up a little bit. So, you know, with clubs. So the way I do things here is let's do, first of all, when you go into a truck stop, you know, observe any RV or bus parking places. I went into a restaurant the other day that allows RV parking, and you know, I was parked next to a tree, you know, and then all these birds started crapping all over my windshield, and I gotta find another place to park, you know. And then as I went around, and there's big lots there, it said, you know, for bus and RV. So that's where you park, and a lot of times the truck stops have got that, and that's because they want you out of the way over there. And when you walk in, when you go in, there's a part that says when there's 2 entrances. Now, if there's 2 entrances and one says cars and trucks, then take the one with the trucks, unless it specifically says cars and RVs or trucks and RVs. But you get what I'm saying. Now, the one of the things that I like to do is I like to park even with the other trucks, nose even. And what that means is, like, when I'm going to draw a little picture of it here, and you know, you got the trucks here, like, let me just set this out, and this is the RV. Alright, now see, these are the trucks, and this is the front of the deal. See, this is the truck here, and I like to park right even with the noses of the truck, because if you don't do that, if you park back here like this, what's going to happen probably late at night, you know, because there's about, you know, 75, 80 feet of these parking lots. So you're going to, you know, it's dark, there's going to be these 2 big trucks here. You're going to be parked in the back, and some truck driver's going to come in here, and he ain't going to see, and he's going to back up, and he's going to go all the way to the back, and next thing you know, you're going to have the big rear end of a truck in your bedroom with you. So you got to watch out for that. So there's definitely something you don't want happening there. And also, you know, you want to try to be quiet at night. Now me, what I do is, if I need to run my generator, like one time, you know, I had to, because I was running out of battery power. It turned really cold that night, and I needed my furnace on. So, and I was, you know, I knew, you know, I was like, well, what can I do? You know, it's really cold, you know. So it was really cold, and so I ran it. But what I do a lot of times, if I need to run it, I'll wait. If the truck drivers next to me are running their engines, well, they can't even hear mine. If I turn it on, there's no way they can even hear it. Or if you're like really far enough away. Usually, like right now, my generator's running, but I'm pretty far away, and I've got out and checked it, you know. And usually by about, I don't know, about maybe 30 or 40 feet, you can't even hear it anymore. Probably less than that. So you know, just watch when you're in, especially at night, you know, and even in the daytime too, because a lot of guys drive at nights, and then they sleep in the day. You know, they work the night shift and then they sleep in the day. So don't run it unless you have to. But if you do, you know, wait till the truckers are running theirs, and then, you know, you can fire yours up and run it and charge or whatever like that, or, you know. And if you need to use the microwave, go inside. You know, they got microwaves in there. But that's a good thing to do, to be nice and stuff like that. All right. Hit the off button there by mistake. All right. Now this town I'm in now. Oh, first of all, I wanted to say that you know, the part about, you know, I don't advertise for free, blah 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 blah. I think I'm probably going to kind of relax that a little bit, because, you know, I mean, the things that I find out and the places I go to that are pretty neat isn't going to do you any good if I don't tell you, you know, where they're at. So I'll start you know, mentioning names of places and stuff like that. Right now, I'm in the big town of, I guess it's pretty big, I don't know, I guess it is, you know, it's near my home place. I'm in Mount Vernon, Illinois right now. Now, I'm going to be here for a while, and the thing about Mount Vernon is this is like the truck stop haven. I mean, literally, no question about it. You could literally stay 8 days here and not be in the same place twice. And there's more places here that even though I come here quite a bit, I didn't really notice before. And the way I do it, you know, and I just wait till I see a truck at some parking lot, and I thought, oh, well, I guess you can stop there. And then you look for signs. If you see signs that say, you know, no parking, then, or if you don't see any signs that say no parking, then you know it's all right. So there's new places, about 2 or 3 new places that I've seen that truck drivers park, and there's a lot of huge truck stops here, and you know, and then you got all the retailers and stuff. One of the retailers, sometimes you'll see signs, they say, you know, no truck parking or anything, and then you go back, like, you drive by at midnight to go to, or wherever you're going, and then you see like about, I don't know, 8 or 9 trucks there, about 10 or 15 RVs. So apparently, you know, it's, now people say, you know, if there's no signs, don't park there, you know, well, they are. So, you know, I figure if they're going to be towed off, they got 15 guys to tow off before they get to me. So that's the way I do it. But yeah, if you see no parking, you know, don't be there. But I mean, if you, what, you get, you know, I mean, that's the way I do it. You know, that's the interstate way. I mean, you know, sometimes you got to push it a little, you know. So I mean, stay there. If you don't get a knock on the door and don't feel somebody hook your truck up or your rig up, then you know, you're okay. so that's how that goes. That's how I do that. I know people are like, oh God, this guy, he's ruining it for everybody and everything. Yeah, all right, you know, yeah, they got a home to go to. You know, I'm the one out here. I'm the one out here living it. Okay, so that's that. The best thing about being in a place like this, I mean, I wouldn't want to stay here 8 days, but if something was to happen, you know, you break down or something like that, there's plenty of places to get it fixed. Or you know, you're really low on gas, and you know, can't afford any gas money to get out, you know, until you get some money ahead, or you know, do something like that. You can kind of, you know, bum around here for a few days. You don't want to be a bum, but I mean, if, you know, you wouldn't be like, you know, being a nuisance, you know, because you're in a different place all the time. But yeah, that's the good thing about these big. And a lot of times people don't care. I mean, this truck stop here is so big. I think you could probably stay here. You could be in a different place every 4 days. It's just like multiple parking lots. There's like one here, and then there's a little road that goes down. There's another huge one back there, and then you go over this way, and there's another huge one over there. And so it's but they're all pretty much in the same place. So it's pretty cool to be out here. And everything like I said, you know, just use common sense and use your head. I mean, you know, you don't want to be a nuisance, but like I said, a place like this, if something was to happen, like I said, you broke down or you got in a tight spot, you know, you needed a week to recover or recoup or do something like that, you know, you could be here without. I mean, not something nobody wants to have happen, but if it happens, it happens. And you know, at least you got a place. Not like being in a town where you don't have any truck stops and you got the police on you every day. Hey, buddy, move on. You know, so that's the good part about a place like this. And those are the places that I put on my route, on my map. You know, those are there for a reason. You know, say something was to happen and I needed to be, I couldn't really get around too good for about a week. This would be where I would come, like an emergency stop, like a port in the dark, a beacon in the night. All right, so, and yeah, that's the way I would do it. I mean, but you know, I mean, God, I mean, really, if you do this, you know how it is. I mean, like 3 days in a town, it's like, oh man, God, I gotta get out of here. No matter how big that town is. I stayed 3 days in a town one time, and it was a pretty good sized city. And after 3 days, I was ready to go. I'd seen everything. I drove all around and pretty much did it all, and that was it for me. So these are just like emergency, but it's nice because then you can have a choice and stuff like that, if you get what I'm saying. All right, okay, that's that. Now take a pause here. All right, have to keep taking little pauses there. I can't get it together. I can't get my notes together. All right, spill the beans about where I'm at. Like I said, I was going to relax that about the advertising. I'm at a Flying J's. Now there's three major truck stops that I know of. You know, you got Pilot, Flying J's. You know, you got Pilot and then Flying J's, and then they're together, Pilot, Flying J's. But actually they can be separate. Like this is a Flying J's, and then over this way there's a Pilot, and then over here there's a TA, Travel America, and like I said, on the internet deal, they've all got, the prices are all the same. It's just they're different. Pilot and Flying J, they're the same. They're the same outfit. So you know, it's the same price. I think it's $349 for 24 hours. It's $19.99 for 31 days, and then Pilot and Flying J's is redoing their entire network. It used to be, I think it was like $149.99 for a year, but they're really upgrading to the heavy duty stuff. I think they're going to 4G or whatever like that. I don't know for sure, but they're upgrading the whole system. TA's got a good deal. I think theirs is called Interstate, I think, and it's the same price, but it's a different deal. So you got to watch out. I like the Pilot and Flying J's because there's like I said, I think there's 938 Pilot and Flying J's, and Travel America's, I think there's only about maybe 5 or 10 of them here in Illinois, maybe less than that, but I guess they're more popular down south. And then when I was down in Arkansas, they had some truck stops called Roadies. I didn't stay at one because I was only there like I only just stopped over just long enough to get something to eat, and then I left. But there's all different kinds here. And one thing about, let me get my, like I said, I don't have things to get her today. When you go into these truck stops, you know, like for instance, like here, you know, you got the Pilot Flying J guide, and what this is gives you all the states. Let's get to get to Illinois here. This tells you all the states. Like if you go to Illinois, and you can see there's all the Flying J's, and there's all the numbers, and then here's what they have. You know, with that, you know, some's got laundry, some's got this, that, the other thing. You know, Illinois has a ton of them. I think, let's see, Illinois has yeah, I guess 42 of them or more in that. And, you know, and you know, wherever it is, you know, that's how you plan your route from truck stop to truck stop. Okay, that's Pilot Flying J's, and that's who I got the membership card with, the preferred customer card, and you get, like I said, you save money on food and gas and all that. And then there's another, and then the other one is the big, I can't believe I forgot them as much as I stay there. It's Love's, the power of Love's. It's and Love's is it's actually, I think, number 2. It's the number 2 one. And you got Pilot Flying J, and you got Love's, are the second biggest one, and they're getting bigger all the time. And they have the same thing, little book here, same thing, tells all what's in there, you know. And I think Love's has got a new place going up. I think they got a couple going up every month, and so does Pilot Flying J's. I mean, these places are crazy, because, you know, and then you notice this here, it says, you know, the RV location guide. You know, they tell you they got RV savings for RVs. They got your dump stations there. You know, you need to dump your tanks. They got them there. I haven't used them yet. I think it's like because there's some that are free, and there's a place out there, an internet site that I use. It's called Sandy Dumps, and I'll put a little name on the screen. I don't know how to do a link, but I'll put the name up there. And I go there, and you just punch in what state you want. It tells, you know, that's where I found a free one. I was in Missouri, and there was a free one there at Casey's, and I was like, all right, good deal, you know. So I got a free. At least I hope it was free, because I used it and I didn't pay. No, it was free, and I asked, it was free. And like I said, they got the, and you take both of them together, and you know, if you don't have you don't want to, you know, or how, you know, about every 50 miles at least. My God, some even less than that. You know, like I said, there's all 3 of them here. You know, you got the Love's, the Pilot, the Flying. You got 4: Love's, Pilot, Flying J, and the TA, and they're all pretty good. They all got good restaurants and stuff like that to stay at. I'm gonna probably go and get a book for TA. And get their deal. I didn't see any books. The one I stayed at last time was really a small one. It just had a real little small place to go inside, and I didn't think about looking for the book there, but I'll get it when I stay at the TA when I'm here. So that's pretty neat that you got and that's how you plan your trip. You know, you just go, you're on the interstate and you go from truck stop to truck stop. You say, well, this is where I'm going to stay for the night. I guess some people do that with campgrounds. You know, I do it with truck stops. You know, and I guess the correct term for what I'm doing, I don't think boondocking is incorrect. It's urban camping, I think, is the deal, because boondocking would mean, you know, you're out in the boondocks. And over here, you know, you're urban camping. Yeah, because you know you don't have any, you know, water hookup or power hookup or anything like that, so you run off your self-contained rig, you know, and you do got the restaurants and stuff, so that's pretty nice. But you know, I mean, you know, you got the stove and stuff. If you needed to cook, you could, you know. So it's it's kind of like it's urban camping, you know, or urban camping in the cement jungle. Got to be tough. Boondocking's tough. Urban camping's tougher. You know, out there with the wild, you got the wild animals. Out here, you got the wild crackheads. Never know how to contain. Okay. All right. So that's that. So that's pretty nice. That's how that's the main thing of what I do is I from truck stop to truck stop, and like I said, you get those cards, and there's nothing wrong. You know, the one card I got was free, so probably getting one for TA if they have them, I don't know, and getting one for Loves, which Loves does have them. I don't think they cost anything, and then you could have it for all of them. I wouldn't get. I don't know. I wouldn't want to pay the internet for all of them. I mean, if I happen to be at a truck stop, you know, I mean, I got the internet from Pilot Flying J's. That's enough. You know, you always find one of those. If not, you got you know, Lowe's has got internet. You get that on the outside. Taco Bell's got it. You can always go to McDonald's. A lot of times you can't get that on the outside. Anymore, it's like just as a matter of just doing it, just as a standard procedure. When I go into town, I'm in a parking lot, I just turn on the computer and I hit the Wi-Fi to see what's available, and it's a lot of times it'll surprise you. Be like, wow, man, I didn't know I get internet, you know, over here, and then, you know, maybe you won't even see the place. You know, maybe it'll be like some place it's not even in sight. It's there, but you don't see it. Maybe the back of the building is facing you or something like that, but yeah, anymore it's like. Well, like in the city where I'm from, they got Wi-Fi throughout the city. You know, you just go there, you just pull up a park bench and start, you know, surfing the internet. It doesn't do you too good when it's raining, though, but or it's snowing. But it's available, and it's pretty neat to have that. So you've always got a place to upload, you got a place to do things, and if you happen to be in an emergency, you know, you can pay the $4.79 or for whatever it is. For 24 hours, and but you know, the $19.99 for the $149 for a year would be really good. I don't know if I'd want to lay out the $149, you know, but you know, all at once. But I guess you could. But that's one of the things how I do my trip, my deal, and it's safe. The truck stops are safe. You know, you're not going to get any. You don't have any crackheads around here or anything. I'm just talking out my ass there. But you don't have any trouble. There's no problems. There's cameras all over. There's people walking the parking lot constantly that work for the place because they're emptying all the trash and checking out the lot and checking out, writing the pumps down, how much gas is being out. And my God, these places, all of them, like Love's, Pilot, Flying J, TA, the gas trucks are coming in. It's nothing to see like 2 or 3 at one time coming in and loading up, and then like you sit there about a couple hours later, here comes another like truck or something like that, well, another gas truck just pumping it. I mean, and I mean, God, they're selling the gas like crazy, and that's amazing. Like I said, though, you know, you get to, you know, a few pennies a gallon, you know, isn't much, but it adds up. You know, I mean, it pays for stuff. You know, like especially when you get the $2-3 off food. So, you know, even if it did cost you something to get the card, you'd have it paid for. So that's a good deal. And you know, all these places have got good gas. You know, it's not dirty gas, and it's all good high quality gas. All right, so that's that subject. We've exposed and be sure and pick these books up. They're free. You know, I mean, there are like millions of them laying all over the place. They're in racks and stuff, and just go to them and get them. And there's also look around the counter. They got carousels with to get the cards. You know, they just ask them. A lot of times they'll fix you right up. They give you got one on a little keychain, and you got one wallet size, and my keychain's over there, but I'd show you. But it's just like a little, you know, you just scan it, and that's it. And you know, then you're never alone. You're always around friends, because no matter where you go, if you pull into a truck stop you're a member of, you're like, hey man, I don't miss anybody from home because I'm here with my truck stop friends. You know, and you know, that's how it is. So that's a good thing. It's like a big family, and these truck stops are kind of little cities inside cities. It's kind of neat when you first get into them, because you're sitting there, you know, because a lot of truck drivers, they take their wives with them or their girlfriends with them or whatever like that, and they pretty much RV. I mean, they drive, and maybe the wife might drive too, and they might be a team, or they just might be a rider. Maybe the husband will be a rider because the woman drives the truck, you know, whichever way it is. And you know, they'll get out of the truck, and you know, they'll walk their dogs, and they'll go around and lift up those little compartments. There'll be tons of dog food and kitty litter or whatever they need, and be walking their little dog. Several of them, you know, you see 10 at a time or something. They're 10 different people walking their dogs around, and they basically live in that. They got a huge queen or king size bed in the sleeper. They sleep in there. Some of them have got, some of these doggone things, they got little artificial fireplaces in them. They've got toilets, sinks, microwaves, well, they're definitely television sets, and it's amazing. And it's like an RV that you make a hell of a lot of money driving at. Well, it depends on who you ask. I guess sometimes I ask drivers like, oh man, it's fantastic, I'm making all kind of money. You ask some guys, you know, they're disgusted, about ready to quit. You know, I mean, it just depends on who, you know, I guess it depends on who you work for. It's just the idea of finding that right company, you know. And but no, that's really a neat lifestyle, I think. I mean, they're just, you know, because you know, I mean, no joke about it. I mean, you know, you get a truck driver gets in with the right company, you know, they make a hell of a lot of money. Some of those guys can make over $200,000 a year, especially if they're a team and them and their wife drive. And so that's a pretty good deal. So that discusses that subject. All right, another subject out of the way, and stumbled through another subject. Now, let's get to I don't know if this is going to be better. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of the deal. Now it's time. Well, like I said, we have a lot of different segments. We tried it out last time. I don't know if it's as good as Camper Quiz. Maybe it's better. Maybe it's not better. But it's time for Joko of the Day. Joko of the Day. All right. Okay. There's these three guys. They get on this plane. One's a preacher, one's a Boy Scout, and the other one is some big brain that just won the Nobel Prize for being the smartest scientist of the year or something like that. So they get in the plane. You know, they're up there. You know, and all of a sudden there's problems. The engines are smoking, things all filling up. So the pilot gets out of there, and he goes, look, he goes, we're going down. He goes, the really bad part is that there's 4 of us, and there's only 3 parachutes. He goes, I'm gonna tell you right now. He goes, I don't get paid enough on this job to die. He goes, so I'm taking one of the parachutes. He goes, you guys fight over the other one. So, you know, when the pilot goes down, he goes down there. So then the other guy, the professor, you know, he looks at the Reverend and the kid, the Boy Scout, and he goes, well, you know, forget you guys. He goes, I'm the smartest man in the world. He goes, the world needs me. So he just nonchalantly picks up the parachute, looks at him, and jumps out with it. You know, so it's just the preacher and the Boy Scout, and the preacher goes, you know, son, he goes, you're young. He goes, I'm old. He goes, I'm 80-something years old. He goes, I've lived a long life. He goes, I'm ready to go with God. And he goes, you go ahead and take the parachute. He goes, and I'll go down with the plane. And then the Boy Scout goes, well, there's a parachute left for you. And he goes, how? And he goes, there's one for me, and there's another one over here for you. He goes, because that smartest guy in the world jumped out with my backpack. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's try that again. Joko of the Day. Alright, see if this one's any better. I think it is. And this gorilla goes into a bar, you know, and wants to order a drink. Well, the waitress is all excited. She goes up to the bartender and she goes, a gorilla just came in the bar and he wants to order a drink. And that bartender goes, well, we can't serve that guy. He said, next thing you know, there'll be a giraffe coming in here, an elephant. He goes, we'll have a whole zoo in here, scare off all the regular customers. They won't come back, they won't make any money. She goes, well, what do we do? She goes, if I don't serve him, he might get mad and bust the place up and hurt people. He goes, yeah, you're right. He goes, I'll tell you what. He goes, go in there and take his order. He goes, whatever he orders, he goes, just give it to him and charge him $8. You know, he goes, and maybe he'll get mad and leave, you know. So waitress goes over there, takes his order, he brings him his order, charges him $8, and she goes back over to the bartender, you know. And the bartender goes, so, think he was mad? She goes, oh yeah, he was mad at that. You know, said he won't be around. You know, he goes, well, good. So the waitress is sitting there, you know, she's feeling pretty bad about it. You know, she feels bad. So she goes up to him and she tries to make conversation, and she tells him, she goes, you know, she goes, we don't get many gorillas in here. And the gorilla says to her, no wonder, look at these prices. That's it for the show this week, folks. And remember, a new episode every Thursday. And don't forget, watch this show, subscribe to this show, and share this show with your friends and family. All right, I'll see you next week, Toughies. Interstate RVer, over and out. See you next week.